Abraxas, Guardian of the Universe, is a 1991 action movie starring Jesse the Body Ventura and Sven Olvensen, and it's directed by Damien Lee. Okay, so like 2-3 thousand years in the future, you have these trackers and these finders, and one goes rogue and goes back in time and impregnates a girl that can break the quantum key universe timeline, and because he has special powers and he could underset unbalance everything. So Jesse Ventura plays his partner Abraxas, and he comes back and he has a choice where he chooses not to kill her because she's innocent, and as soon as he impregnates her, he runs, he gets captured and imprisoned. He brings him back to the timeline. It's like 5-7 years later, or 10, might be a solid 10. But anyways, he comes back and he wants the kid, because if he can get the kid to talk, he can disrupt and destroy everything. So this is a very confusing, fucking exaggerated movie, and it's dumb. But I had fun with it mainly because I really like Jesse Ventura. I think he is, well, now he's like a conspiracy-filled nut job, but he's very well spoken and he has, such as huge demeanor, but he is very intelligent. And so that's why I kind of liked him when he was in his acting career. I mean, he didn't do a whole lot, just mainly The Predator and The Running Man. But this one, it's completely him, and how he delivers his lines is very like a fish out of water. He says them like very goofily and over exaggeratedly. Like, and it's just clunky, but it is generally fun just to watch these. It's like Jesse running around being John Connor, and he's protecting the kid and the mother from Sven Olden Thornson, or Sven O. Thornson. Sven. Fuck, his name isn't even on the fucking title. Huh. Well, anyways, it's the guy from The Running Man who played Richard Dawson's bodyguard in the movie, or LaForce from Mallrats. And so he's mainly a stunt guy, and because Jesse's a professional wrestler, whenever they fight, that it's actually them fighting each other and they're throwing each other around and through walls and shit, and it's actually them. And they do a thing where, Jesse's been around for like 1,000 years, and he has metal reinforced in his body, so when he gets hurt, he just needs some time to regenerate, and then he's good. And this was like a direct to DVD or direct to video movie, and you can clearly tell. And there actually is, I feel like, decent qualities to the movie. Okay, Jesse's constantly getting the shit kicked out of him. Like, he's not much of a badass in this movie towards the end. Towards the end, the general, or the final confrontation is pretty cool. Okay, so because the finders are so sacred, they're like super soldiers. Once you're a finder, no matter what you do, you can never be executed. So, like, no matter what happens, he's just like, the main villain's like, Abraxas, you cannot kill me. And then Abraxas is like, hey, you know what you did. I'll kill you. Well, you can't. And it's constant back and forth like that. And so when, spoilers, I guess, it's like 80 minutes of just pure carnage, or almost carnage, and then the final 15 minutes, or okay, let me rephrase that. So it's like an 88-minute movie, so like the first hour is just kind of like cat and mouse game, little fight here and there. And then the final, like, 28 minutes is when it really kicks in. Now, the final confrontation, they're in this warehouse, the kid's pinned down. His powers are going haywire, so he's got fire going everywhere. And the main villain's just walking around, and it's all slow motion, and this 80s music kicks in. Like, you got the power inside of you! And it's just very slow panning, tracking shot of him slowly walking towards the flames, towards him, and then out of nowhere, Abraxas comes and just, like, spears him, and then they have a decent fight, and that's when the movie was really working for me. It's like, because the fighting is fairly well choreographed, because they're both stuntmen, so they're both taking the punches and throwing each other around, and the lines of dialogue they're thrown at each other are decent. And even the final, like how he ends up killing the main villain is just imploding his head, which is pretty cool. And he stays with the family and or stays with the kid to be the bodyguard in case anyone comes after him, and he ends up with the mother. So I give this movie, this batshit insane low budget crazy movie, a solid 3.5 out of 5. If you can fucking find this thing, you gotta watch it. Like, it is unbelievable the shit that happens in this movie.